Howdy, hey guys, ghouls and other fools. Oh no, starting off on a good note. Welcome to Shadowrunning on Empty, where we fill your noggins with some sweet lore. I am the returning Tyler, the tubular. Yes, quite. And with me in this journey, in this brotherhood of a lifetime, Austin, how's it going?
It's going well, my friend. Going well so far. Not too shabby. Yeah, it's been good. Nothing crazy or exciting or eventful has happened in the last week since me and
Yeah.
Easy recorded an episode for sure. On that note,
Shame.
Easy, how you doing, big guy?
I'm good. Yeah, feeling great.
Yeah.
Nothing. I didn't miss anything while I was gone.
No.
A
That's
conversation about the Marianas Trench if you're into that kind of
Ooh,
thing. But
and I am.
If you like trenches.
Boy,
if
howdy
you're into
do I.
trenches, yeah. Heard that you're a bit
I
of a
gotta say,
trench guy.
I'm a bit of a trench guy. I grew up with not many fun facts about where I came from, except that I was from the Northern Mariana Islands, and I'd be like, "This is the deepest one," and then that was the end of my interesting facts.
Okay. Well, you'll be happy to know that I did give you a Yeehaw Cost shout out in one of the episodes where you were not part of it because I had to make you feel seen.
Yeehaw, partner.
He did indeed. It was didn't hit the same, not gonna lie.
Howdy, hey, and hell yeah.
Look, I can only get my cost flag rise so high, brothers.
Yeah, brother, and it's gonna rise even further, brother. Oh, what happened?
Whew. I took a step backwards. Well, welcome back, and for today's episode, we're gonna all come together
right now. Oh,
we're gonna unleash
oh.
our inner abilities and our singular oneness.
My mutant powers.
In a way, yeah, because we're gonna talk about the Universal Brotherhood, and if you are a fan of X-Men comics, there's the Mutant Brotherhood, which is not even close to the same thing, but you know.
Yeah, I feel like the closest thing would be more like the Purifiers. Maybe maybe would be a more appropriate stand-in.
The Morlocks, maybe.
Maybe.
They're very undergroundy, right?
We're talking about Shadowrun, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but let's be fair. If it was the Morlocks, I feel like that's more like the Orc underground. That's more Morlock centric.
That's fair.
Universal Brotherhood, hashtag not a cult. Gonna go ahead and just get that one out of the way there at the beginning of this episode. Yeah, they've got more of a malicious designation. I feel like going on. You know what? We'll get into it. You know, we'll get into it.
I thought it was like about unleashing your true potential or something like that. Oh.
Yes, their slogans are unleash your inner abilities.
I
join the Universal Brotherhood to build a better tomorrow.
Ooh. Don't you want to build a better tomorrow, Austin? Are you anti-tomorrow?
Yep.
Don't you want to? Wow. Don't you want to unleash your inner abilities, though?
Yeah.
What is today but yesterday's tomorrow, Tyler? What I to that I ask you, sir.
Oh, look over there, distraction. So what's this brotherhood thing about, huh?
Well,
they offer dental.
They definitely give you full health coverage.
Yay!
So here we go with their introduction. Founded in 2043, the Universal Brotherhood has quickly become a worldwide organization purportedly dedicated to the enlightenment and enablement of every human and metahuman on the planet.
I am on board.
So I'm glad you're on board, because that's what they want.
I mean, it's like we were talking about, like ghouls' rights and all this stuff, if the Universal Brotherhood is in fact universal, I cannot even fathom what kind of nefariousness could come from that.
The Universal Brotherhood is by no means the first major organization to use pseudo-religious trappings to cover a more sinister purpose. Obviously, we have Scientology,
Oh
Hare
boy. Oh boy.
Krishna,
Oh boy. It's like, be careful.
things that people are kind of throwing together of
Spaghetti monster.
the flying spaghetti monster. But whatever the ulterior motives of these other organizations, they all pale in comparison to the hidden agenda of the Universal Brotherhood. So, where do they come from? Where and how does it get started? The groundwork that would lead to the founding of the Universal Brotherhood begins in the late 2030s.
Wait. Oh, sorry. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Where a Dr. Caitlin O'Connell, who is a lecturer in sociology and statistics at UCLA,
Teacher?
a teacher,
Heck yeah.
after completing some preliminary research into the mathematical analysis of mob psychology, Dr. O'Connell drew startling conclusions that were immediately dismissed by most of her colleagues. She remained steadfast, however, in the belief that her mathematical studies proved beyond doubt that all humans and metahumans were linked by a bond she called the Universal Brotherhood.
Lovely.
This principle might well be equated to the theory of the collective unconsciousness, though O'Connell's formulation contained its own unique features. Besides binding together all the populations on Earth, O'Connell's quote brotherhood also represented a reservoir of unimaginable inner power that could be tapped by those who knew how. I hope this is all sounding very
Enlightening.
enlightening. I was going to say there's maybe some links to Scientology.
Awaken your mind.
Check your thetan levels. Oh, you know what else would be a great example for this here is the comparison to that blockbuster greatness that was John Travolta in Battlefield Earth.
Wow, what a comparison.
Hey, you guys, can you complete these personality tests?
Oh, I'm gonna mark that off on my bingo card that I've just made of connections to Battlefield Earth. I was not expecting today.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Truly.
O'Connell's final report was completed in 2040. However, no reputable journal would publish her work because her conclusions were considered unacceptable.
By
She's
whose standards?
crazy.
Okay, whoa. I'm feeling like we're getting some really biased interpretations of this instructor, this guider of young malleable minds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm crossing my arms in indignation, but I will hear out more of what you have to say.
Very well. Because it's unpublished work, little else is known of O'Connell's life between 2040 and the opening of the first Universal Brotherhood chapter in California Free State in 2043. So for 3 years, we have no idea what happened or what she was doing. O'Connell is married to a Paul Grigg. He himself is a shaman and fellow instructor at UCLA.
Love conquers all.
He was also deeply involved in the formative stages of the Universal Brotherhood philosophy. Shortly after the first Universal Brotherhood chapters opened, his mental health began to deteriorate. Sadly, in 2045, Griggs will commit suicide.
Love doesn't conquer all.
Does not conquer all.
No.
Doesn't quite make it.
Well, that's a bummer. Was it relate? Did they say it was related at all to the Brotherhood, or
He went mad and committed suicide.
went mad? Ah,
Yes. The
That old
whole
chestnut.
losing your mind, that
Hmm.
old adage.
Just cause like
Just losing your mind.
as you do.
Speculation, since we know what the Universal Brotherhood, is hiding. Speculation is that perhaps he just touched too much of the unknown insect plane and went crazy.
I'm pretty sure that they're not hiding anything easy. I don't, the
Yeah.
fact that you would even suggest that in the first place, I think says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's just so much bias going on here. And I
Mm.
haven't even heard what's so shady about these guys is what I want to know.
I didn't want to have to mark you as an undesirable easy, but I only get 3 of them a year, and
Gotta make the quota.
Ugh, cast out already. Well, that's okay. I'll join the Universal Brotherhood where I'm welcome.
Hell yeah, brother. I all I'm hearing is your anti-love, anti-teacher agenda.
Oh no! From the Universal Brotherhood is what I'm talking about. I don't know how you could mistake that for any other organization that may or may not actually, in fact, exist within reality. But
of course.
I'm saying you are a undesirable to the Brotherhood. That's what I'm. Yes,
I see.
Sorry.
Well,
should
darn.
have specified a little bit
I
more.
guess I can't wear the hoods and join.
Tyler, you're in.
Whee!
You get to wear the tracksuit.
Finally.
On February 1st of 2043, the first 4 Universal Brotherhood chapter houses opened their doors. 2 houses were in San Francisco, 1 in Gilroy, and 1 in Yucca. All cities in California Free State. Each chapter had a membership of between 10 and 20 people, most of whom come from the lower end of the socioeconomic spectrum. They were mostly street people or squatters for whom any change in situation would be an improvement. It seems reasonable to assume that the officers, quote, of these first chapters were involved in the pre-opening development of the Universal Brotherhood organization. The consuls or presidents of the first 4 chapters were Catherine Westgale, Thomas Dorkin, Wayne Kukyar, and Robert Cook. Since then, the Universal Brotherhood's growth has been nothing short of phenomenal. As of March 2050, the Universal Brotherhood has 300 chapters scattered across North America, with another 100 established internationally, growing from 4 to 400 chapters in 7 years, represents an annual growth rate of almost 95%.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. Also, does Shadowrun have a habit of naming minor characters as part of like a subsect? Because I was like, why are these names so specific for these chapter leaders?
Well, they're the first 4. They're the first 4. They're the first 4 councils, the leaders of their original 4 chapter houses. That makes them unique.
That's true. I'm just like, I don't know. I was like wondering if this was based on any historical event, or if this person who was writing for Shadowrun was just really like schools take advantage of the downtrodden and make it join their cults or something.
I mean, that's not unique to cults, though. They generally prey upon the downtrodden and the street, the people that are out on the street, you know?
Right.
It's usually the most attractive opportunity, especially if you're offered some kind of camaraderie or central structure, a togetherness, a brotherhood, if you will.
And I will.
I won't.
And on the list to go.
The Universal Brotherhood refuses to disclose any information about its members.
Privacy is important.
It is possible to make some general estimates. On average, every North American chapter has slightly over 100 members. With 300 chapters, that means about 3,000 members nationwide. The best available estimates give each of the 100 international chapters an average of 50 members per house. In total, the Universal Brotherhood could have at least 35,000 members as of March 2050. And if their current growth rate continues, that number would double within 1 year.
Allegedly.
So how long at the time of this, like where are we, like how long have they been around at this point now?
By 2050, they've been around. It was established in
20 years?
2043. No,
Oh,
7 years.
Oh my god, that's even. I thought it was 2030 for some reason.
2030 is when the Doctor gets the initial idea and does the mathematical theory behind it. And the first chapter doesn't actually officially open until 2043. And by 2050, they have an estimated 35,000 members worldwide. Allegedly.
And does it say how they're acquiring so many people in such a short amount of time?
Just from their advertising and reaching out to those that are less fortunate.
There's like a
you're living in a
Brotherhood youth pastor.
Kind of. I mean, you're living in a horrible dystopian world. Why wouldn't you look for some kind of positive outlet? You got something that comes along that tells you that you could be great and find this inner power that you're hiding, and all you need is to just come and be around like-minded people, and they'll help you bring that power forward.
I'm just imagining like a kumbaya circle with a Universal Brotherhood youth pastor, long hair. He's got a guitar, and he's singing about unlocking your hidden potential.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like a it's like a self-help guru before those were a thing.
Well, the demographics of the Universal Brotherhood membership changed drastically. At the beginning, most of the members are street people and squatters. But as the profile of the organization begins to rise in popularity, the Brotherhood then aims their recruitment at more affluent citizens. This is where you start to go for your SimSense stars and Trid actors and get them on board, because that's going to help drive enrollment.
I gotta say it. This is just reminding me of the musical Book of Mormon, and I keep thinking of musical numbers about the elder, like hello, but it's about the Universal Brotherhood and marching door to door. Like I was, that's why I was trying to figure out how are they like going door to door and being like, hey, join the Universal Brotherhood, but you're saying they mainly got attention through ads.
Well, that's how they'll grab the attention initially for the street squatters, and then when you get them, then you start sending them out to go and collect more of their friends, telling everybody how great it is. You know, like for instance, most of the members are drawn from two highly unlikely segments of society. One group could be referred to as their street muscle. These are the pseudo samurai and gang members who know life from the darker side of the street. Then they have an equally large and considerably more influential segment that is composed of corporate employees at middle and upper management levels. The fierce attraction that these salarymen display toward the Universal Brotherhood is perhaps a reflection on the superficiality and emotional emptiness that the higher level corporate culture tends to breed.
Definitely not based in anything in modern day history. Couldn't be.
Not at all.
Very distant, very dystopian. Wow.
An official spokesperson from the Universal Brotherhood states that these upper management and middle management level types comprise maybe 20% of the Universal Brotherhood's ranks. About 70% of the membership is male, and over 95% is human. The average age of members falls from 40.8 in 2043. So you're getting mostly the older crowd at the start, to 20 and a half years in 2050. So you're getting more of the younger crowd.
They probably shared a bunch of relatable memes and talked about pushing the Sigma grind set, except through the Universal Brotherhood.
Come join us and help us build our NFTs. We've got crypto, bro.
Yeah. It's a lot of like, you want to own your own business, you want to be your own boss.
Popular descriptions of the Universal Brotherhood often mention that it is supportive of members who wish to pursue magical studies. The fact is that mages and shamans are actively discouraged from joining.
What? That's not very universal.
This is not to say that no shamans are Universal Brotherhood members. On the contrary, it seems likely that many of the movers and shakers of the organization possess shamanic powers, albeit from a unusual source.
And the husband, who was the co-founder, he was a shaman, right?
Yes.
Did they ever say the professor lady, was she a shaman?
No.
Oh,
she supposedly has no magical aptitude. She just uses math to figure out some of these things.
The ultimate dark magic.
The true dark magic.
Yes.
What is the philosophy of the Universal Brotherhood? The central belief put forth by the Universal Brotherhood is that all humans and metahumans are truly bonded together in a way that transcends culture, race, and geography. The bond that is at the core of every being is portrayed as a source of strength and emotional stability for anyone willing to reach within themselves to utilize it. The stated goal of every Universal Brotherhood member is to become an, quote, agent, one who has total control of their actions and whose motivation is the betterment of all. An agent takes full and complete responsibility for their present condition and future potential. Theoretically, it is only an agent who can live life to the fullest.
Hell yeah.
Here is another, because of this philosophy and the way that it's presented here, and becoming an agent is another attractive piece of information to try and drive recruitment to the Universal Brotherhood. Because who doesn't want to take control of their own life?
Exactly.
And command your own destiny.
Manifest, bro.
Oh,
did they ever say in that breakdown of demographics, did they ever mention how many of the people were single or married?
No, it doesn't break down doesn't. I don't think it breaks down into those specific statistics. It just gives the average starting age around the time and the percent that were male and female, and that it is 95% human, which is weird when you think about it because they're espousing bonded togetherness for humans and metahumans. But you're 95% human. How is that helping?
I'm trying to draw the real world like comparison here, and I keep waffling between different political alignments and how they see the opposite side of it. Like, I don't know if any of y'all.
You could fit a lot of things into this,
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to take it that political route, you could fit either side.
Yeah.
With the way that they espouse taking control of your destiny and laying the foundation and driving forward, yada yada.
Yeah, and I was saying the Sigma grind set as a joke, and I'm like,
Mhm.
wait, I feel like I've seen so many things like these, like self-help kind of like take control of your life.
Mhm.
Weird.
The self-help gurus and their books and everything.
Yeah, well, and it's like it's when was this written? If you have any idea.
Hang on, let me check. Copyright 1990. There were some cults around that time.
Oh boy, howdy, we're there. But it's just it's so weird because I feel like.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, if this was written today and this was like to reach like a wide audience, there would be a lot of news articles about how this is making fun of, or like how um it makes fun of certain social groups, I guess, and people would be in an uproar about it if this was written today.
Well, this one is trying to bring all social groups together. That's the mantra.
No, that's fair, but like, I guess, okay, so part of me is like, is this making fun of, if this was modern day, right? This was written modern day, the idea of people who see, oh boy, who try to see equality among all like ethnic groups, while some people are like, it's one of those like, I don't see color,
Oh, I gotcha.
I don't know. It's getting those vibes. But that's me like reaching into it like modern.
I don't see meta-humanity.
Yeah, dude, we're just humans, bro. We're just humanity, bro.
We're all just meat sacks, okay?
Yeah, bro. We're all lambs to the cosmic slaughter. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Oh man, now we're getting into some Manson talk.
You don't say no relation, obviously.
None whatsoever. No. Okay. So on the surface, the Universal Brotherhood appears to be a loose confederation of autonomous chapters. Each chapter is led by a consul and his proconsul. So it's like a president and a vice president. They are solely responsible for the day-to-day operation of their chapter. That's it. The international network is run by an elected council composed of a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Hashtag not a cult.
Yeah, it's democratic.
Yeah, they've got a council. Come on.
Yeah, checks and balances and whatnot.
Officially, the council is elected every 2 years by the membership at large, though the votes of the outgoing council members wield a predominant influence over the outcome. It is the responsibility of the council to oversee and coordinate any matters that require the cooperation of several chapters. More specifically, the council directly controls all nationwide membership drives, public relations, advertising, and establishment of new chapters. The council president was supposedly in regular contact with the reclusive Dr. O'Connell for frequent heart-to-heart talks on various matters concerning the organization.
No longer a professor, forever a teacher.
There is no central headquarters for the council. The Universal Brotherhood claims that it is disruptive to, quote, tear the president-elect away from their own chapter. It is much more efficient, the organization believes, to keep the president-elect in place and to turn their chapter into the headquarters during that president's particular term of office for the council. The Universal Brotherhood is set up under the provisions for nonprofit organizations in the UCOS and most other countries. In addition, the Brotherhood enjoys the tax-free status awarded to churches and religious institutions. Must be nice. This latter provision is even more all-encompassing than nonprofit status. The Universal Brotherhood pays not a single new yen of tax.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Official returns last year, so in 2049, showed the Universal Brotherhood's total cash flow within the UCOS to be just under 1 million new yen. This starts to be very telling, as the Universal Brotherhood's Central Seattle chapter house is a 10-story, 46,500 square meter building that experts agree must have cost in the ballpark of 7 million new yen. Yet it was paid for entirely by internal funds. No bank financing was sought or accepted, but the money has to come from somewhere.
From beautiful contributors who want to support the positive message of the Brotherhood.
It's funny that you should say that, as the Universal Brotherhood is quite proud of its charitable works.
Hell yeah.
Most chapter houses include either a hostel, a soup kitchen, or a free clinic as part of their day-to-day operations. In addition, several chapters have set up youth organizations along the lines of the defunct Boys Club of America. Do you guys remember that one?
Oh boy.
Woo! You know what? Actually, on that note, real quick, I don't know if you guys have this as well, but we were driving around the other day, and did you guys know that they renamed the YMCA?
Oh,
They did? I did
Yeah.
not know
yeah,
that.
that's right.
It's
What is it called
just
then?
it's just called the Y now.
Mm.
Yeah, we drove by our local one here, and we drove by it, and I was like, the Y? And my wife's like, that's what everybody calls it anyway. And I was like, I mean, you're not wrong. I just didn't know that I didn't know that had happened.
Any context for that?
I mean, I would have to imagine that it's because of them wanting to. I mean, I think it is still technically called the YMCA, but
Sure.
like their branding is all pivoted to being called the Y. But also, YMCA stands for Young Men's Christian Association. So I've also always just wondered if they've maybe wanted to pivot away from not
Yes.
necessarily being,
So
like a
now
religiously linked organization.
They're just the young.
They are just the
Yes.
young.
They're just the young.
Come visit the young. You know, that doesn't. Maybe branding.
That doesn't
needs
sound
to-
so great.
Maybe we need to
honestly.
take a second swing at that one. I'm just.
Come visit the young.
The young are located here.
Spend your night with the young. Still not good. Still not good. Are you lonely and tired? Spend your night at the young. No, again,
no. Those are not good slogans.
Need a place to hang your boots. Why not the young? No, still,
No,
I get
still,
no. All right, I'm gonna have
Going through a failing marriage, turn to the young.
to turn to
the
going through a failing marriage wasn't caused by the young, was it?
You know what didn't cause the recession? The young.
The young. I think this could work actually. Hang on,
Yeah, I
now
think we're onto
context is
something.
all that's important.
You
at
know,
this
you know
point.
what your local politicians really enjoy? The
young.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Wow. I'm so glad you waited to let loose that payload.
It was the perfect opportunity,
Had
and
a
I
good
shot my
run.
shot.
Yeah, that was holy.
What is the only thing that Christians like
Oh,
more than
no.
an association?
Uh-oh.
The young.
Woo.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Is that too far? Do I need to?
No, I don't. I feel like that's the known quantity for this podcast. We should have known.
Yeah.
They
I
should
feel
know.
like definitely a certain church in Boston would probably agree with you. Indictments.
Oh man, we're on several lists right now. And,
Hey, no one
good
is
company.
safe. That's,
okay.
that's
Listen,
what we've
hey,
agreed on. No one is safe.
Look here. I'll steer us back in the right direction.
Yeah?
I was as I was having again another conversation with my wife. We were driving somewhere. I don't remember what the context of what we were talking about, but she was telling me something, and she was trying to remember the term altar boy, and
oh no.
and she was like, "What is it that you call like what are the names of like the people, like the young people that like volunteer at the church?" And I just replied with victims.
Oh my god.
Fool.
Oh.
Also,
Oh.
as a note to future easy, you can feel free to cut all of that out if you want to. I just
Nope,
wanted to
the
say
spice.
that joke.
Man,
The
that is
spice is in.
spicy.
The spice is in.
This is
I thought it
wow.
was pretty good.
Came back to the spice of a
Oh.
lifetime, friends.
Wow, that is some spice.
And this is some like butt chugger level content right here.
I am gonna
wow.
need me a creamsicle after this
Word?
to calm my
Spoken like
spice.
a true priest.
That was the setup right there for you.
Dude, I couldn't. How could I not?
Oh man, low hanging fruit.
You know
Let's get
something
it.
that could help take the edge off better than that creamsicle? The young.
Holy.
Okay. All right, let's get back on track here. We're back. We're alive. We're back and alive, gentlemen. Let's go.
Can't wait to listen back at that like just degradation of sanity and humility and subtlety.
Yes.
Love it.
We just slowly slip backwards. Anyway. Where were we? How about some membership and initiation into the Universal Brotherhood?
I assume it's a blood in, blood out procedure.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Okay, cool.
The path to membership in the Universal Brotherhood is carefully laid out. Prospective members attend a discovery meeting, a psychological sales job that plays on the candidate's desire or need to belong to society.
What?
Yeah, basically, whenever you go, you're being fed a bunch of psychological babble to get you to feel like you want to belong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you feel other? Do you feel like you don't belong?
Do you
where
feel
you are?
underappreciated?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Overlooked, underpaid. I'm just looking at the lyrics for the Dark Brotherhood theme, or not Dark Brotherhood, Dark Order theme.
The Dark Order.
Join us.
Join the Universal Brotherhood.
Join us.
The discovery meetings are more like corporate motivational meetings than boisterous pep rallies.
Okay.
After attending a discovery meeting, the candidate makes an appointment for a guidance meeting.
Oh no.
At the guidance meeting, a significant psychological pressure is applied to the candidate. The technique was developed and perfected by the Moonies in the 1960s and 70s.
Like the actual Moonies?
Yes, for the unification, the Unification
That's
Church, right?
yeah, the Grand
Yes.
Unification Church, right?
Yes, sir.
I am unfamiliar.
Oh boy.
Well,
So
we'll take a small aside.
Okay.
yes. So per Wikipedia, I got you here.
Thanks.
There we go. Thank you.
The Family Federation of World Peace and Unification, widely known as the Unification Church, is a new religious movement derived from Christianity, whose members are called Unificationists or Moonies. Sun Myung Moon started amassing followers after the Second World War ended and officially founded the Holy Spirit Association of the Unification of World Christianity, otherwise known as HSA UWC, in Seoul, South Korea, on May 1st, 1954. During his life, Moon and his wife were its leaders, honored by members of the Unification Church as the true parents. Moon's book, The Divine Principle, informs the beliefs of the Unification Church. Moon considered himself to be the second coming of Christ, claiming to complete the mission started by Jesus of beginning a new family and a larger human lineage free from sin. The Unification Church is well known for its mass weddings known as blessing ceremonies. It has been criticized for its teachings and for its social influence, with some critics calling it a, quote, dangerous cult, hashtag not a cult. Its involvement in politics includes anti-communism and support for Korean reunification. Its members have founded, owned, and supported related organizations in business, education, politics, and more.
Yes, that is the Moonies.
The Moonies.
Wow. They were, whoever's writing this is like, in case we weren't subtle enough about it being a
Oh,
cult.
yes.
Just name drop.
We're in our guidance meeting, right?
I
Mm-hmm.
want to be guided to the
The technique was termed love bombing. That's what it's called. This is a highly effective form of selective attention whose goal is to convince the subject that he or she is accepted, respected, and appreciated, that he or she belongs.
If you use the term love bombing when you're in the vicinity of me, that's a guaranteed way to make sure that I will not talk to you about anything ever and walk away in the opposite direction. That's a term I don't like. I don't know why. There's just something about that phrase that just really makes me uncomfortable.
It is
not a
a
fan.
term used commonly in like when discussing manipulative relationships.
Yes. Yeah. Or she and or he is a stage 5 clinger.
Oh, what?
Stage 5 clinger. You've never heard that?
Clinger. I thought you said stage 5 plinger, and I'm like,
oh.
I heard player, and I was like, I don't know what that has to do with manipulative relationships, but
I mean, stage 5, they got to be grinding, So,
yeah, dude, rise and grind, bro. Are you kidding me?
Prime time.
The hustle is real.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Hustle in your sleep.
Word? Never not hustling.
Never not. If you're not sleep hustling, you're dying. So
yeah, that's how it works.
Think about that one.
So after your guidance meeting, the cost of membership to the Universal Brotherhood involves a one-time initiation fee.
Okay, wait. Do we want to guess? Austin,
sure,
go
ahead. Go ahead.
I want to guess. Okay, because they paid for like $7 million stuff. They don't have. I'm guessing it's like 1,000.
I'm gonna guess $75, and you've signed a contract to your immortal soul and blood over to the church.
Oh, dang it! That was my second guess.
Sorry, not a church. The Brotherhood. Sorry,
Brotherhood. Yeah, not a church. Not a church. So the fee is several hundred new yen. It doesn't give a specific amount.
I imagine, real talk, it's like they base it off of socioeconomic prowess of that particular person.
It's really funny that you should say that because of what's coming next. For poorer members, this fee is predicated on the ability to pay. New members with no source of income are often hired by the Brotherhood as security guards or cleaning staff. The Universal Brotherhood pays competitive wages for these jobs, but takes 10% off the top until the initiation fee is paid back.
Debt.
So do they
Mhm.
get to know what that amount is, or is it just do they just keep telling them, nope, still haven't paid it. You gotta keep
No, they would
keep
probably
working.
they would probably give them the specific number. If it's several hundred Nguyen, I'm guessing your initiation fee, especially with the cost of everything, I'm guessing your initiation fee is very, very close to 1,000 Nguyen.
Okay.
That's a weird shot to call, but that also
Well,
makes
I have
sense.
to think. You know, they say several hundred. If it was 1,000, they just say 1,000.
Yeah, but it depends on the person's ability to pay.
Well, they hire you out and then take 10% of your earnings.
So you're just in debt from the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, your ability to pay is based on your ability to work, and that's really all they
Yes.
care about.
These Brotherhood employed members are the ones who wear ubiquitous green shirts that are identified with the Universal Brotherhood.
Ah, my favorite, the green shirts.
Are they referred to
Finally.
as green shirts?
Yes, they're referred to as green shirts.
Lovely.
The concept of hiring new members to work for the Brotherhood ties in closely with the Brotherhood's philosophy of creating a sense of belonging for all its members.
Ooh.
In addition to the membership fee, all members must make a quote voluntary donation to the Universal Brotherhood.
Besides finances?
The amount of this donation is left up to the conscience of each member. But
it's another
it
test.
is
Okay,
supposed to reflect what the Universal Brotherhood is worth to the member.
Okay, that's pretty damn clever.
Right?
Because they become your world at that point. So it's like, wow, we're only worth 50 Nguyen to you.
Guess you're going to be a green shirt for a little bit longer. For example, they do give an example. The CEO of Sony Universal joined the Brotherhood and is reported to have single-handedly paid for a new crisis clinic at one of their locations to the tune of over 1 million Nguyen. So once the candidate has been initiated, the next major step is the transition to the inner circle.
Yay.
This is purported to be a step of enlightenment, even greater than that involved when initially joining the Brotherhood. There is no telling how soon after initiation a brethren will become eligible for this transition, or indeed if they will ever become eligible. Brethren are told that members who make the transition are transferred to other chapters in accordance with those members' ambitions and goals within the organization. In fact, the transition sometimes leads to members vanishing from the face of the earth. The transition is portrayed as a highly desirable experience.
When you get
However, we all know what the transition is.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like sending them upstate, like that whole thing.
Yeah, they're gonna go live on the farm upstate.
Yeah, they ascended.
They ascended. Mm-hmm.
You keep up that attitude, Tyler, I'll ascend you.
Don't throw me with a good time is all I gotta say.
They definitely aren't taken deeper into the what is essentially the hive and then forced to take on an insect spirit. You know, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how prevalent exactly does the Universal Brotherhood get? Well, the CEO of Sony Universal is the only multinational CEO to openly admit his association with the Universal Brotherhood. the majority of the major corporations, with one notable exception, have brethren throughout their corporate structure. At first, there was some stigma attached to admitting membership in what was seen as a, quote, fringe cult. As the Universal Brotherhood slowly gained notoriety and credibility, however, that stigma began to disappear. Brethren within the corporate fold have the reputation of being more controlled and more competent than their non-brethren colleagues. A quote from one of the directors in one of the corporation that has these people that work for this corporation but also are members of the Universal Brotherhood. They're quoted as saying, "2 of my department managers are in the Universal Brotherhood. Their work is fine and actually goes even beyond what their jobs require. They're very achievement-oriented, both for themselves and their departments. They're leaders, not just managers or administrators. I wish all my staff would join the Brotherhood."
So, are there like high-ranking members of this organization who know what's really going on, and they just continue to be in those positions instead of being sacrifices, as it were? Or
Everybody that has made it to the inner circle is no longer who they seem.
oh, because they're just a vessel at that point.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, a vessel for the reward that awaits us all at the highest tier of the Brotherhood. What do you mean
yeah,
by that,
yeah.
Tyler?
Thank you. I
Jeez.
I started to stray there for a moment. That
Sounded
foolish of
like
me.
you were making some
No.
questionable accusations.
No, that can't. No.
So
Sounded
remember,
like somebody's on a one-way trip to being an unfavorable.
No.
You'll never get out of the green shirt
You-
at this rate.
You
No.
getting ready to join Easy down there in the muck and mire?
No. I would never.
So remember, we
Here's
had
off green shirt. There's another green shirt under it. No.
we had one major corporation of note that has no members, and that's As Technology.
Why am I not surprised?
As Technology Corporation is the one significant exception to the widespread appreciation of the Brotherhood. As Technology has no Universal Brotherhood members in its employ, and seems extremely hostile to the very existence of the Universal Brotherhood.
Bug spirits are bad for blood magic, baby.
Bad for blood magic, bad for business.
Bad for blood business.
Bad for blood business. The Universal Brotherhood has penetrated the UCOS federal government as extensively as it has the corporate structure of the multinationals.
Ah, yes, extensive penetration.
Phrasing.
My favorite corporate espionage.
Brethren permeate the upper layers of the federal civil service. Some evidence even suggests that the assistant deputy director of the FBI is a member of the organization. At the time, no Universal Brotherhood members were known to be among the elected government officials, though the extent of penetration into other areas of society make it likely that the Universal Brotherhood had also gained a foothold there. They also penetrate into service providers. This group includes independent corporations that perform essential services for cities and districts. Examples of such service providers are Lone Star Security Services and Shiawase Atomics in Seattle. It has been confirmed that the Universal Brotherhood have infiltrated Lone Star up to the rank of precinct captain, with rumors that persist that it goes even higher than that.
They want to keep the peace and unlock your true potential.
Exactly. It can be stated categorically that the Universal Brotherhood has made no significant penetration into the Shadowrunner community. Hooray, Shadowrunners. They don't want you.
All. Well, that just makes me sad.
And now we come to the great reveal.
What
the
reveal?
Truth behind the Universal Brotherhood. And it's as simple as it is startling. The driving force behind the organization is neither human nor metahuman. The leaders of the Universal Brotherhood are of a totally different nature. So, as any shaman can explain, a totem is the universal archetype for a certain animal. A bear, for example, or coyote, or hawk, or snake, etc., etc. As such, it possesses all the archetypal properties of that animal. But a totem is much more than a set of properties or characteristics based solely on human or metahuman perceptions of that animal. A totem is an actual source of power for a shaman. A shaman dedicates themselves to a totem whose attitudes and beliefs they share. In return, the totem bestows upon the individual the ability to practice shamanic magic.
Okay.
Less obviously, the most well-known totems are the animal totems: bear, dog, eagle, rat, raven, snake, wolf. Less well-known, but just as powerful, are the fly, ant, wasp, and termite totems. These insect totems also have their devotees, usually shamans, with a more dubious outlook and intent.
So you're saying that they are spirits of a bug-like nature. Some
Yes.
maybe inclined to refer to them as.
These are the ones who pursue power regardless of the consequences to themselves or to others. Insect totems are powerful patrons. Unfortunately for their shamans, however, the thought process and goals of the totem are completely alien. Prolonged exposure to these bizarre thought patterns has a profound effect on the shaman. At first, the shaman's approach to the world becomes somewhat convoluted and misguided. They begin to devise intricate plans and stratagems to achieve their ends. With this, however, comes a growing paranoia. Sooner or later, the shaman crosses the fine line into madness.
Ooh.
Tyler, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What was Michael Jackson's favorite school of magic?
What?
Shamanic.
Oh my god.
God.
All right. All right.
Ugh.
Pretty good.
To quote the shaman, man of many names,
Nevermore, right? That's the one.
such shamans become, quote, empty shells through which howl the cold winds of madness.
Word?
The shaman becomes progressively more a pawn in the intricate and inscrutable plans of the insect totem until they become a near mindless puppet dancing to the totem's tune. So this again could be the reason that Paul Grigg commits suicide as he descends into madness, because he had made a pact with an insect totem, thinking that it could bring him greater power and understanding, and well, it drives you insane.
And it did.
And it did, yeah. So as the shaman slips further into the madness brought on by the insect totem, they eventually are coerced into summoning a queen.
Uh-oh.
This queen is a powerful spirit of the same insect type as the totem. To exist in the material world, this queen spirit needs a human host.
Ooh.
An ideal host is a human or metahuman female who is strong, healthy, and willing to act as a host.
Oh god, I just remember that picture you showed.
Uh-huh. Though
Not a
more
fan.
likely it will be an unknowing victim under the mental control of the shaman.
That's upsetting.
Well,
Once an appropriate host is acquired, she is sealed in a translucent chrysalis or cocoon This task is usually performed by the quote true form worker spirits, which we will get to. The spirit of the queen then possesses the mind and body of the host. The consequences of this possession are profound physiological and mental changes occurring within the host. The body becomes bloated and deformed, often with atrophied limbs, all within a matter of weeks. The first 3 or 4 weeks of this terrible metamorphosis occur while the body is in the chrysalis. The remaining changes occur after the queen has emerged. Once the possession process has begun, the mind and, if one so believes, the soul of the host are lost forever. It is possible that the queen spirit could be magically banished from the host's body, but the host would remain little more than an empty shell, beyond the reach of any resuscitation techniques. Once the queen has been summoned and has attained her full abilities, she becomes the center of a hive. Once the queen has arrived, the shaman who summoned her is expendable and thus is sometimes killed or sacrificed to the queen.
But only sometimes.
More often than not, the queen leaves the shaman to linger on in his madness.
Not as fun.
So yeah, you're duped into joining. You are ready to ascend into the inner circle, and you are then mind controlled by the shaman, and then you're cocooned, and then your mind and essence is basically yeeted out of your body so that the
Icky.
queen spirit can take it over.
Well, I mean, you know what they say about the queen spirits.
What do they say?
We're living in a material world, and she's an immaterial girl. So, like, what do you expect? You know?
Wow.
Wow, you're so right. It's so profound.
Fantastic.
I didn't think of it that way. Thank you so much.
When it describes the body being bloated and the limbs becoming atrophied, you know, one of the things that I think of.
Is it
You tell me yours, and I'll tell you mine.
I'm going to reference the movie Slither.
Hell
Yep,
yeah, you are,
yep,
because
you
that's
are.
exactly what I was going to.
Yep.
I was gonna say, are you talking about the woman in the
I don't feel so
in the
good.
barn
In the
Slither?
barn?
Yeah, that is exactly
yep.
right.
You want to hand me that raccoon?
We were all there.
Oh god, that movie.
It's almost like it's a good movie or something. If all of our minds went there at once, it's almost
let's just say it left an impression. Okay,
it's a good movie. How dare you? Doesn't watch Peacemaker talking shit about Slither. Now look at this James Gunn hater over here. He's not even gonna watch the new DCCU. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
What a mark.
Yeah. What are you, some kind of Marvel stooge?
Wake up.
Wake up, sheeple.
Yeah.
So now on to insect spirits, as insect spirits have 3 forms.
Oh,
their
joy.
True form, their flesh form, and human form.
I don't like that those last 2 are different.
Right. In true form,
those feel like they should be the same thing. I don't like where this is going.
We're gonna go why they're different. Don't worry. In true form, insect spirits are astral creatures who have the ability to manifest in the physical world. In such cases, they frequently appear as human-sized or larger versions of the insect's natural form. For example, a 2-meter-long ant.
What's that in freedom units?
2 meters is equivalent to 5.2 feet.
Not a fan.
So
I wasn't a fan of it at any meters, but people size, nope. Don't think so.
Yeah. A 2-meter long ant. 5 foot long ant. Come on. Nah. So that's their true form, but that's only what they appear as in the astral, and they can manifest, meaning they can be in the material world briefly, and they would be like a ghostly image, but of a 5-foot long ant. But then they can't really interact with anything in the material universe, right? Well, good thing we have flesh forms. Here's where we start back into the body horror.
Oh, I didn't think we left.
We left for true forms, but now we're back.
Yes, quite. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Flesh forms, so like queens, other insect spirits can possess both willing and unwilling hosts. With flesh form spirits, the same initial changes occur in translucent cocoons. Once possession is complete, however, the physical changes are different.
Oh boy.
The body of the host takes on an appearance as close to that of an insect as a mammal can assume.
That wording is terrifying.
That should be. These changes include, but are not limited to, dermal bone deposits, skeletal and musculature rearrangement, alteration to the nervous system, growth of fangs or dermal spines, and massive modification of the gastrointestinal tract.
That being at the ending is very upsetting.
You don't like your intestines being rearranged?
No, I can't say I'm a fan. Hot take, I know.
And as with queens, once possession is complete, the host loses their sanity forever.
Love it here, hate it here.
The mental, physical, and maybe even magical abilities shown by a flesh form depend on the type of spirit that possessed the host. Ant warriors, for example, have little measurable intelligence in areas unrelated to warfare. In that realm, however, they are peerless, having drawn upon hundreds of millions of years' worth of evolved instincts. Termite workers, on the other hand, are little more than automatons, though they do display great strength. So each flesh form is different, dependent upon the type of insect spirit and the job that insect spirit is going to be performing.
It serves a role, like the ants are the warriors.
Right. Well, ants have the 2 caste system. You've got
right.
The warrior and the workers. Yeah.
Interesting.
And now we come to our human form.
Yay.
It is possible for willing hosts to partially or even completely prevent the physical and mental changes that accompany possession by insect spirits other than queens.
Oh.
Such resistance requires great willpower. Any physical and mental changes suffered are inversely proportional to the strength of the host's willpower. Thus, it is possible for a particularly strong-willed host to remain totally unaffected by the possession. Most people, however, have insufficient willpower and determination to resist all changes. These people will suffer some insectoid transformations, multifaceted eyes, altered skeletal structure, or limited growth of dermal spines.
These are the people who can resist it.
Who have insufficient willpower to resist it. Mm-hmm. However, in a world where cyber replacement and cosmetic technology is commonplace, few such minor changes would be noticeable immediately on the street.
Huh. That's a good point. Everyone looks kind of
different.
different or wonky. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, sure, that guy has 3 eyes, or like
Mhm.
dermal protrusions.
So the mental is also altered in an inverse relationship to the host's force of will. A strong willed host will retain his or her own personality and thought processes, though these will be overlaid by a mental kinship with the totem spirit.
Mental kinship,
Yes, this
like
does
your
not
friends.
remove the host's free will, but it certainly aligns his or her goals and outlook to those of the totem.
Okay, so like to draw a comparison, like 40K, these are like gene stealers, like the
Yes,
cult
working for the
members who are like,
patriarch.
yes, we're all okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
We can yet be saved.
Yes, the four-armed emperor is coming for us. The fortunate human form hosts also receive significant power from the totem. Though not strictly shamans, they do acquire the ability to perform limited shamanic magic. The extent of this magic varies depending on the individual host and the totem. Possession is also an extremely traumatic experience. Even those hosts thought to have strong force of will can suffer complete mental breakdowns. For these unfortunates, the merge is bad, and they suffer the same complete mental and physical changes as unwilling hosts. They become flesh forms.
Oh, so you shift
Yeah,
from one to another.
if you're not mentally capable enough to be able to bear the burden, then you shift into a flesh form.
Wow.
You won't remain a human form. You have to have an extreme force of will and personality to want to remain mostly what you are, or else you become a flesh form. So human forms would therefore technically be much more rare among the Universal Brotherhood
Which
members.
is why there are any like front facing members at all, is because they were strong-willed enough to remain humanoid.
Yes, the ones that are on the council are probably human form.
Makes sense.
And they're strong enough. And therefore, the council that's elected every 2 years would just be those that have proved to be strong enough of will to remain human form. But they're still influenced by the needs of the hive.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they want stronger hosts so that they can continue to have influence in political matters. Oh, interesting.
I mean, for whatever reasonings that they're doing it, the insects are wholly alien,
Right.
Before summoning a queen, an insect shaman usually summons other insect spirits to possess unwilling hosts. The resulting flesh forms may be aided by true form spirits, work together to prepare a suitable dwelling area for the queen. This area is usually referred to as a hive. Once the queen has been summoned and has taken up residence, she becomes the undisputed ruler of the hive. Through her totem, she receives the power to summon other spirits. Thus, once a queen is in the physical world, the shaman who summoned her is no longer necessary. Queens are able to give birth to large numbers of flesh form insect spirits.
I hate that sentence.
The biology involved is rather confusing.
You don't say.
It is most likely a combination of modified human reproduction and immediate possession of the embryo by a true form insect spirit.
This is upsetting. This is rough.
This ability decreases the hive's need for human/metahuman hosts. Let that one simmer for a little bit.
I don't want to. I
So peeling back the facade. The terrible secret behind the benign and charitable facade of the Universal Brotherhood is actually a front for a number of insect totem hives. The central Seattle chapter house, known as the Octagon, is home to hives of the following totems: ant, fly, termite, and wasp. There's at least one queen for each of these totems living in the Octagon.
Lovely.
They are attended to and guarded by flesh form and likely true form insect spirits. Appears that Dr. O'Connell's husband, Paul Grigg, was the shaman who first, quote, brought across an insect totem queen, thus forming the first hive. And Grigg's suicide in 2045 was in all likelihood a direct result of the madness brought on by the insect spirit. See, I was right.
There you go. You sure showed that guy.
I sure did. Majority of the Universal Brotherhood members are not possessed and are ignorant of the dark secret within their organization. It is also known that the highest positions within the organization are held by human form spirits.
You said that is known?
Yeah, it's known that the...
Okay, I was like assuming you meant like the members like, yes, our president here is a bug spirit. Like just people knew, but no, you're saying they're ignorant to it. It's just that okay, yeah,
it's just
sense.
Known that the
Gotcha.
Obviously they're the ones that are running the show and are forward facing and controlling the direction of everything. Of course, they're going to be human form.
Thanks. I hate it.
Right? It's fantastic. It's a good time. So eventually, this all comes to a head in 2055 when incidents such as Project Hope in Seattle, which was a Universal Brotherhood sponsored project that held a large ant hive, and other numerous cities were revealed the secret of the Brotherhood to federal intelligence agencies. The UCOS government began to share this information with other governments and organizations quietly. The UCOS government brought its full weight of law against the organization, charging the leaders with seizing property, kidnapping, and other heinous crimes, while Ares, having gotten wind of the insect hives behind the Universal Brotherhood, began staging covert attacks against specific hives throughout North America with their Firewatch teams. They continued to cover up the reality of the bugs until the catastrophic events of Chicago in 2055, which forced their hand. And that's when it became public knowledge.
I can imagine the panic.
Yes. I mean, they tried to cover it up as much as they could, but they were basically fighting a losing battle in the containment zone in Chicago.
That makes sense.
And when you drop a tactical nuke on a UCOS city, there's going to be questions as to why.
Gotta say, not really sure what that was about. Not cool, government. Just someone having no idea what's going on.
Yeah, for the government to keep the populace in the dark and just try to charge these upper leaders with crimes of kidnapping and illegally seizing property and possible drug rings or organ grinding rings or things like that, just the usual criminal crimes that you would attribute to cults. But all in all, they were trying to hide the true nature because it's so horrifying.
Indeed.
So that is a deeper look at the Universal Brotherhood. They are disbanded, obviously. After
bummer.
2055, the Universal Brotherhood no longer exists. It leaves a very bad taste in everybody's mouth, obviously.
That's putting it so lightly.
Or does it?
I mean, yes, they could have gone to different avenues and cropped up under different names, but they're no longer as widespread and connected as they were in the 2050s.
Way more
Any
underground.
any hive that you find now is going to be independent, not working together like they were when connected with the Universal Brotherhood.
Yeah, I imagine they don't have as many options to do that.
Mm.
They got to be way more like guerrilla about it.
Oh yeah, especially now that people are aware of what they are.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it makes it that much harder for them to crop up. But think about it. It was founded in 2043. The first one opened. So in 2043, we had the first queen.
Uh-huh.
And then 2055 is when it all gets shut down, or when it all gets blown sky high, basically.
Yeah.
So 12 years.
Just imagine they had way more time.
How in 12 years, how many flesh forms
Mm.
and human forms did they create?
Too many.
Where are they all now?
Mm.
Because you obviously didn't get them all if they're still running into bug spirits and hives around the world.
Not great. Not a fan of that one, gotta say.
And then
Oh god, there's more.
well, there's speculation now.
Oh, okay, great.
After 2055 and the Firewatch teams and the debacle and everything, there's rumors back and forth of whether Ares is experimenting with insect spirits,
For what, like weaponizing them or?
possibly, or for magical research.
Yeah, that wouldn't be cool. Not cool, Ares. That's the case.
No, there's two separate camps. There's one that backs Firewatch, and Firewatch is the elite special forces team that Ares created to fight the insect spirits, and they kind of Firewatch continues and persists even to current day Shadowrun, like 2080s. They're still around. They're still doing what they're doing.
Stay vigilant.
Yeah, but they're split on who they should technically be taking orders from, because you either have Damian Knight or Arthur Vogel, and we talked about that in a previous podcast of where they were playing against each other, and Damian Knight is the original CEO and is trying to get back his corporation under his complete control. Was Arthur Vogel influenced by bug spirits? Could he have actually been a human form at this time back in the late 2060s? It hasn't been confirmed. So you've got Ares kind of split on some locations that are Ares subsidiaries are doing these experimentations and possibly trying to weaponize bug spirits. And then you have the Firewatch teams whose primary drive is to eradicate them.
Playing with fire.
Playing with Firewatch.
The work is very serious. You gotta remain vigilant.
You got a very serious problem.
Yeah.
I need the huge can of Raid, please.
You need the Chicago treatment.
Oof.
Probably a gradient.
A gradient of tactical news.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, if X bug spirits use this much of a payload.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Chicago incident, the Chicago containment incident, is a dark stain on the Ares.
I don't know, humanity, like.
Well,
but Ares,
yeah, Ares in particular, but yes,
pretty rough all around. I don't think anyone made out of those like stellar,
no,
or
not at all. Not at all. Lots of terrible repercussions that come out of the Chicago containment.
Many lives were lost.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, when they were assaulting the Universal Brotherhood chapter house in Chicago on August 23rd of 2055, the insect spirits escape into the city, causing mass panic. And so the UCOS government demolishes buildings around the downtown core, trapping over 100,000 civilians within the Chicago containment zone, with the official story being a terrible Vitus outbreak.
Lovely.
Yeah, but it's actually bug spirits.
Oh yeah, can't be too careful.
No, at least in the 2080s, they're trying to rebuild the area. So,
We'll take it.
yay for them, I guess.
Hey, you know what? This time we'll be prepared or something, right?
I hope. I don't know, but
Won't get fooled again.
That's the look at the Universal Brotherhood, their origins, where they came from, and what they ended up being. Their dark secret.
Not great.
All starting from just a simple look at psychology and math. And
So you're telling me that math is a gateway drug to bug spirit. Finally, an agenda I can get behind.
That's
Abolish math. You heard it here first, folks. Good night.
That's kind of a stretch. I don't know about that one. Parting thoughts. Anything you'd like to add, either of you?
I hate it.
Other than you hate it and the sheer body horror that is encompassing it.
Right.
Awesome.
Not a cult. Not a cult.
It's a lifestyle, really.
Well, it's more of a community, really.
It really is.
It's a place to belong.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it gives you a real sense of belonging.
Yeah.
You should want to be a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. People would kill to be in this position.
Don't you want to better yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna add another terrible pun, but no.
Better not join the Universal Brotherhood, more like it.
No, I was gonna go with the Slay Queen.
You know, I'm glad you know.
But I'm better than that, so.
Are we?
Or not? Like, I feel dirty after talking about this stuff. I need to shower again.
I need to clean all of the insect away. The talk of just being in a chrysalis pod and how like horror inducing that is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I remember us talking about some of this, like how the change happens, and I think I blocked it out of my head. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you're like, yes, it distends the body, I was like, oh no, I forgot this for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Yeah, it's
Tyler heard the word distends and immediately reawoke.
Yes.
Brings back all of the memories that I was repressing.
You know, trauma is just bad nostalgia.
Wow.
Spicy nostalgia.
The spicy nostalgia. That's a bad parallel too. I was thinking, you know who would definitely profit from this? The Asian markets. For those large walking pieces of protein.
Oh my god. Oh,
is it cannibalism if they're changed? I don't know. Where's that line?
This is what is it? Sisyphus's bug spirit or something.
The bug spirit is constantly rolling up the hill and then back down the hill.
Oh shit! I'm not thinking. No, what's the Theseus? Is it Theseus?
You're thinking of the Argos. Yeah. The Argos comparison is the Jason and the Argonauts. It's Jason and the Argonauts.
Okay.
It's that one. The boat of the Argos is Jason, if it's rebuilt, is it still the same?
Is
boat?
It Argos? Mm-hmm. You know what?
You know what, Greeks? You know, just have your philosophy.
What's the deal? Yeah, what's
What is it with your metaphors and your stories?
yeah. You think you're better than me because you can do math and use big words?
Oh, math. Were the Greeks actually the first civilization to bring about
no.
Oh, you know what? My bad. Hang on, I got you because I checked it. It's
Oh.
it's Theseus. It's the ship of Theseus.
I
Ah.
almost got there, but you know
also,
what?
Also known as Theseus's paradox.
Aha. Theseus's bug spirits is
Mhm.
the
There you go.
comparison.
Mhm.
You know, I'm probably gonna have to make that comparison again later because I'm gonna have to bleach my brain of this lovely.
Well,
topic.
don't worry. It is now going to be immortalized in podcast form, so you'll be able to relive it whenever you want.
Whee!
Thank you, all of our listeners. I'm sure that you're just as excited to relive these horrifying moments over and over, and even contemplate the horrible questions that we have come up with. Patrons, let us know. Is it cannibalism? Is it? Or
I
are
want
you
to
just
know. You
getting
know what?
your?
I don't want to know, but I do.
Are you just getting your protein? Protein shakes. Not even once from the Universal Brotherhood.
Ew.
Oh man. Oh boy. With that, I think we should do some wrapping up here. Everybody, thank you for being on this journey with us, where we have delved into this hashtag not a cult and giving you some lovely background information on what they are and what they did. But if you would like to help us keep bringing you this delicious content, and by delicious I mean actually edible food, then you should head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/critical_hits. For just $5 a month, you can get all this access to all the bells and whistles, all of our artwork that's coming up, news, stories, ideas, concepts that we're working on that we pitch to our audience so that we can hear what they want to see. You also get access to our Worm Talks, which are going to be patron only. And we do have our lineup confirmed. We're just nailing down the dates, and we will get those out to you. Be excited, because I sure am. It's going to be more great fun, especially after who we've got lined up.
Ooh.
You all will be excited. I know I am. If you're listening on audio on Spotify and other those podcasting mediums, then please give us a like. It goes a long way. And if you're listening / watching, but probably mostly listening on the old YouTubes, please like and subscribe, because that helps us reach out to other like-minded individuals that would like our content. And finally, you guys, we've got an affiliate link in the description, and you can use it for your next purchase from DriveThruRPG. If you've never been to DriveThruRPG, highly recommend that you go. You can find all kinds of great RPG source books, modules, adventures. If you're looking to want to branch out to something new, I'm sure you can find something there. And if you're gonna buy it, go ahead and drop our affiliate link in there. That just helps us out, as well as gets you your delicious goodness of RPG wonderment. Tyler, Austin, thank you for coming on this brotherhood journey.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've learned so much. And as always, you guys, we will catch you on the next one.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and/or any proprietary materials used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. is granted permission to Critical Hits to use such names, logos, artwork, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Critical Hits in any official capacity whatsoever.